So we're now going to swing the hands over to the right side, and then the movement also comes into the shoulder and the chest, and then over to the left side. So we're creating some momentum here. Again, being careful not to hit any obstacles in the room. Trying to keep the shoulder blades moving down the back, trying to keep that long spine. We might be comfortable at this pace. We might be able to quicken the pace a little bit, bringing some heat to the body. And then just as we did before with the marching, slowing this movement down. And this time, when we come to stillness, we're going to place one hand on top of the other hand and gently allow the thumbs to touch. So we're not really pressing the thumbs together, we're just allowing them to connect. And we're placing the hands here into Gayana Mudra. So Mudra just means gesture. So this is a hand gesture, meditation gesture. Thinking about our posture again, have we still got the feet hip distance apart? Are the knees facing forwards? Are we nice and long in the spine? Are we relaxed in the shoulders? And just feeling that length in the neck, in the cervical spine. So the neck is lengthening. And then just gently tucking the chin slightly. So we're not forcing the chin down. It's a very small movement here. And this just helps to lengthen the back of the neck. And then from here, either softly closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. So softly closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. And just tuning in with how your body feels right now. So we're going to focus in on the breath. So just letting go of what's come before this point today, before you started this practice. Anything on your to-do list, any rushing around you've done, whatever's taken you up to this point in the day, just letting that go. Focusing on the present moment, on your position in the chair for this yoga practice, and on your breathing right now. So as you breathe in, starting to become aware of how the ribs expand outwards, softly expand outwards from the midline. And as you breathe out, the ribs soften towards each other, towards the heart center. We're not altering the breath in any way, we're just becoming aware of how we're breathing. This expansion and energizing of the breath on the in-breath. And this softening, this natural contraction, this grounding and relaxing on the out-breath. And then starting to notice how the upper chest naturally lifts on the in-breath and softly dips on the out-breath. Focusing in on this for a few moments. And then becoming aware of the natural pause that exists between the inhalation and the exhalation. Not forcing this pause in any way, but just drawing your attention, your awareness to this pause. And then lifting the head up, opening the eyes if they're closed. Taking a moment to readjust your attention back into the space around you. And then taking the arms out by the sides, externally rotating the upper arms, thinking about pressing into the feet, so there is engagement in the legs. And that pressing of the feet into the floor aids that sense of lengthening upwards in the spine. Thinking again about just dipping the chin ever so slightly, feeling that length at the back of the neck. So this is seated Tadasana, mountain pose. So we feel strong in this pose. That sense of pressing downwards again and lifting upwards. Good. Then from here, we're going to take the arms in front as if we've got an imaginary box that we're carrying in front of us. Breathe in, and as we breathe out, we'll take the elbows back. And then breathing in to take the palms together. Breathing out to press the palms, lifting the elbows slightly, continuing to draw the shoulder blades together at the back of the body. So this is Anjala Mudra, prayer position, hands. And from here, pressing with the feet, breathing in, drawing the arms upwards overhead while the shoulder blades continue to move down the back. If comfortable, taking the hands together. Drishti means focal point or gaze, to the thumbs if comfortable, but if this is straining the neck in any way, gaze straight forwards. Breathing out, palms come to prayer position. Repeating 2 more times. Breathing in, feeling that rib expansion. Drawing the arms upwards, stretching upwards towards the sky while the shoulder blades continue to move down the back. Breathing out. Prayer position, hands. 1 more time. Breathing in to lift and expand. The breath energizes the body. Breathing out to draw the hands down. Feeling grounded. Feeling supported by the chair. Good. Then we're going to take the right hand and place it onto the right hand side of the chair. We're then going to breathe in and breathe out as we take the left hand up and over, trying to keep nice and open in the armpit. Breathing in here, allowing the breath to lengthen the body, and then breathing out to draw that arm over to the right hand side. Now, it doesn't matter how far you go, just work with what's comfortable for you. You may be able to gaze downwards if that's comfortable for the neck. Otherwise, you may want to gaze straight forward. Breathing in here again and allow the breath to really give you a sense of lengthening. So a really good lateral stretch here. Breathing out. Trying to make sure that you're not leaning forwards or backwards, that you're keeping the body in one straight line. And then breathing in, stretching that left arm up. Breathing out, taking the arm down and giving that arm a little bit of a shake, just releasing any tension here. Coming back to an active mountain pose, drawing up in the spine. And then repeating on the other side, so holding onto the left-hand side of the chair. Breathing in, drawing that right hand up, and on the out-breath, taking that arm up and over. Trying to get as much length in this as you're curving over in the spine. As you breathe in, feeling the breath enter the right rib, the right-hand side of the body. As you breathe out, see if you can relax a bit into the stretch and really try not to let any tension creep into the shoulders if possible. Then breathing in here, taking that arm up, stretching up as if you want to touch the ceiling, breathing out, taking the arm down, giving the arm a good shake. Placing the hands in Anjala Mudra, pressing with the feet, breathing in, taking the arms up and overhead, twist your gaze with thumbs. Breathing out, prayer position hands. And then we're just going to do some movements for the wrists and the hands. So we're going to turn the fingers away from the body, and then back of palm to back of palm, and then back to prayer position hands. So this movement is just encouraging synovial fluid in the wrist joints. We're also moving the fingers here. So this can help with alleviating and with prevention of conditions such as arthritis. Trying to keep the shoulder blades moving down the back. Trying to keep those knees directly over the ankles. You might sometimes want to move in or out. Good. Once we've got used to the movement and we've done it one way, this is slightly more difficult. We'll then point the hands towards each other and then do back of palm, back to prayer position hands. So moving in the opposite direction. Good. Okay, coming to stillness. Gently, not forcing, but just pressing the base of the palms together, helping that just to lift the sternum, being broad across the collarbones. And then from here, we're going to breathe in, take the shoulders up towards the ears, keeping the hands in prayer position, breathing out as the shoulder blades move back and down. Now, if this doesn't feel right or doesn't feel comfortable for you, then you can take the arms by the side and do it in a more traditional way. Breathing in, breathing out here. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out to move the shoulder blades down the back of the body. And again, breathing in to lift. Breathing out to lower. And we'll repeat in the other direction, either with the arms by the sides or in prayer position hands. So this time, you're breathing in, taking the shoulder blades up towards the ears. And as you breathe out, you bring in the shoulders forwards. Breathing in to lift. Breathing out to move the shoulders forward. So we're always trying to marry the breath and the movement together. So, and then we're going to do one more in the opposite direction again, just to reset the body. So we'll all take our arms out by the sides this time. Breathing in, breathing out. Shoulder blades go back and down. Maintaining that broadness in the chest. And then placing one hand on top of the other hand, thumbs gently touching again. Gayana mudra or Gayana hand position. Just making sure, wiggling the shoulders a bit, making sure they're nice and relaxed. Placing the arms somewhere on your legs so that you know that the shoulders can remain relaxed. This is individual, depending on your own body proportions. And then we're just going to breathe in, and as we breathe out, just take the head in the direction of the right shoulder. So it doesn't matter if we can't see all the way over, it's all in the intention. And then when we've reached our point of stretch, breathing in again, lengthening the spine, allowing the breath feel like it's traveling all the way up the spine, encouraging that length. And as we breathe out, really thinking about softening in the shoulders. If you're anything like me, you can subconsciously allow tension to creep into the shoulders. And breathing in here, breathing out. Taking the head back to center. And then on the next breath, we breathe in and go the opposite way. Breathe out as we very slowly, mindfully take the head over towards the left shoulder. No forcing of the neck, very slow and gentle movement. Breathing in here, lengthening the spine, and breathing out, relaxing the face, relaxing the jaw. Releasing tension. And then on the next in-breath, slowly taking the head back to center again and breathing out. Good. So now we want to imagine that we're tracing an invisible dinner plate in front of us. So once again, make sure these movements are slow and precise, and be very gentle with the head and the neck. If you know that you are prone to dizziness or have glaucoma, then just repeat the exercise we've just done again. Otherwise, very slowly take the head round your invisible dinner plate. Until you reach the top of the dinner plate. It doesn't matter if it takes longer to get there than I have. And then taking the head the other way. Good. Straightening the spine, lengthening the neck, drawing upwards in the body. And then from here, we're going to do some exercises for the spine. So we're going to do seated cat-cow pose. I'll just turn my chair around for purposes of demonstration. So, once again, thinking about your posture, you want your feet to be hip distance apart. You want to make sure the knees are not splaying outwards or inwards, so knees over the ankles. Long in the spine. Placing the hands on the knees, we're going to breathe in and we're going to draw the elbows back as we really lift the very upper chest, lift at the collarbones, lift at the upper chest. Imagine someone's gently pressing between the shoulder blades right at the top of the back, softly pressing and allowing you to lift this upper part of the chest. Now, drishti or gaze is to the tip of the nose if comfortable. If this is not comfortable, you can keep gazing straight forwards. And then on the out breath, we draw the belly in, the pelvis tips forwards, and we draw the shoulders together at the front of the body and just allow the neck and the head to release. And then on the in breath, we tip the pelvis back, elbows move back, upper chest lifts, drishti or gaze to the nose. And then on the out breath, we draw the pelvis forwards, allow the head to hang. So the breath is what leads the movement rather than the other way around. So that breath in draws that chest up. That breath out draws the belly back. So this is called cat-cow pose. So this arching movement is like when you see an angry cat and it arches its back. And this exaggerated C shape with the spine is like the hump of a cow in India. And when we do this pose, when we move in this fluid motion, we're working the whole of the spine. So we're working the lumbar, thoracic and cervical spine. We're warming up the whole of the spine. So just continuing this movement in your own time for a few more rounds, remembering that the in-breath lifts the chest, lifts the upper chest up to the heavens, and the out-breath draws the belly in and the pelvis tips forward, and feeling that exaggerated C shape with the back body. No tension in the neck of the head, no forcing of the chin down, just relaxing here. And then coming back to stillness. Centering yourself again, feeling grounded. And now we've been warming up the spine. We're just going to do another position that stretches the very top of the spine. We're going to hold on to the back side of the chair. Breathe in and once again lift the collarbones, lift the upper chest. Feel like you're trying to press this part of the chest up to the sky. It might be a really small, tiny movement, but it's all about your awareness, your sensation of your intention in your own body. And often this is part of the spine that gets neglected when we do movements. Breathing in here, breathing out, resetting the spine. Moving back to a straight spine. And then we're going to interlace the hands in front of us if that's comfortable. If it's not comfortable to interlace, you can just place one hand on top of the other like so. And just how we did with the cat-cow in the cow back, where we created that exaggerated C shape, we're going to breathe in and breathe out as we just allow that spine to curve, allow the head to dip. If you've got that interlace of the hands, maybe that just helps you to exaggerate this movement. Really feeling the mid-back spreading, feeling that stretch of the back of the ribs. And breathing in to straighten, breathing out to lower the arms down, giving the arms a bit of a shake here. And then we're going to take the right leg and just stretch it out in front of us. So don't lock at the knee. And if it doesn't feel comfortable for you to straighten the leg, you can have a slight bend in the knee. But you want to be able to rest your foot, rest your heel on the floor. So you might want to adjust your positioning on the chair, moving forward or back so you can do so. So you don't want to feel any sharpness or any undue strain in the leg. You want to feel a gentle stretch. So keeping the foot here or breathing in and breathing out to draw the toes upwards. So the toes are drawing towards the body. And then you should feel this stretch along the back of the calf and along the hamstring at the back of the thigh. Holding on to the sides of the chair, use this grip to help lengthen the spine. So you're stretching the leg, lengthening the spine at the same time. If you know you can maintain this length and let go of the chair, and take the hands to prayer position. Either staying here or option 2 is to breathe in and breathe out and just gently tip forward ever so slightly from the hip. So we're not curving the spine here. The movement is coming from the hip, making sure that we're not going to wobble or, become unsteady in the chair in any way. Drawing those shoulder blades together at the back of the body still. Movement is coming from the hip. And we should feel a lengthening in the spine as much as we're coming forwards. And this should increase the stretch along the back of the leg. Or you might be choosing just to stay where you are. Either option is fine. There's no right or wrong here. Working with your own body. And then wherever you are, breathing in, breathing out to release the leg, giving it a good shake. And then repeating on the other side. So thinking about your posture, thinking about the knees over the ankles, thinking about that length in the spine, that pressing with the feet, drawing the opposite leg out. If comfortable, drawing the foot upwards towards the body to increase the stretch. Holding onto the sides of the chair, breathing in and using that grip to help lengthen the spine. So you're stretching the leg forward while lengthening the spine upwards. Breathing in here, breathing out if you wish to. Taking the hands into Anjali Mudra, prayer position hands, if you can keep that nice sense of lengthening in the side body, in the sideways. And then you might wish to stay here if this is enough of a stretch for you. You might want to hold onto the side of the chair, breathe in, breathe out, coming forward from the hip, Spine is still lengthening. We're not coming forward very much here. It's as much about lengthening the spine, straightening the spine, as it is about coming forwards. And if we know we can keep that integrity in the spine, if we know that we're not going to wobble in the chair, we might take the hands to prayer position. Breathing in here. Breathing out to relax into that stretch at the back of the leg. Then drawing the belly back towards the spine to protect the spine, slowly coming up. Taking the hands down, giving the leg a good shake. Good. Thinking about our posture again. Taking the hands to prayer position. And then we're just going to do some hip circles in the chair. So we're going to take the weight over to the left-hand side of the left hip. Tilt the pelvis forward as we move backwards towards the back of the chair. Taking the weight to the left-hand side of the left hip. Sorry, I got that mixed up. Bringing the weight forward into the toes, pelvis tips back. And then to the right-hand side of the right hip, tipping the pelvis forwards, weight goes backwards. So what we're doing here is creating circles. So we're creating movement in the ball and socket area of the hips. This is also a very good exercise for releasing tension in the lower spine. Moving one way, keeping the spine nice and straight, and then slowly taking it in the other direction. Good. Coming to stillness. Taking the left foot and bringing it into the center. Taking the right foot and just crossing it over the left foot if that's comfortable. I'll just move backwards a bit so you can see that a bit more clearly. Taking the hands to prayer position. So we're doing seated eagle pose prep. Breathing in here and then breathing out to allow the elbows to come together. Breathing in to lift the elbows, open in the chest. Breathing out, elbows come together. Breathing in here. Breathing out. Continuing to do this, or breathing in, breathing out, and lifting the elbows so they're in line with the shoulders, and then breathing out. So breathing in and lifting so they're in line with the shoulders if this is comfortable, otherwise reverting to the first option, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Taking the arms down, uncrossing the legs, taking the feet to hip distance apart, pressing with the feet, breathing in, drawing the arms up, breathing out, Anjala Mudra. And then reversing the cross of the feet, so taking the right foot to the center, taking the left foot over this time. And once again, breathing in, taking the elbows together. Breathing out, prayer position hands. Breathing in, taking the elbows together. Breathing out, prayer position hands. And then this time, if you feel comfortable, breathing in, lifting the elbows so that the elbows are in line with the shoulders. Gaze or drishti to the thumbs, otherwise gazing straight forward if there's any strain in the neck. Breathing out to open the chest, lift the collarbones. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in to lift, trying to keep those shoulder blades moving down the back. Breathing out. One more time. Reverting to option one if this isn't right for you. Breathing in, elbows in line with shoulders. Breathing out. Uncrossing the legs, taking the feet to hip distance apart, pressing with the feet, breathing in, taking the arms up and overhead, breathing out, prayer position hands, and then taking the arms out, aeroplane arms, stretching the arms out in the two opposing directions, like you're trying to reach the different sides of the room at the same time and engaging the triceps, so trying to draw the muscles of the underneath of the arm towards the bone. At the same time, trying to create that sense of the shoulder blades moving down the back. Breathing in here, lengthening the spine, allowing that breath to draw the spine upwards. And then as you breathe out, taking the head over towards that left hand side and drift your gaze to the middle finger of the left hand, keeping those shoulder blades moving down the back, keeping those arms stretched. And then breathing in here, taking the arms up and overhead. Breathing out, taking the palms down, heart center, prayer position, hands. And then breathing out, stretching the arms again, and this time taking the drishti or gaze over to the right hand side, right, gazing over the right hand if possible, making sure that both hands are in line, shoulder blades moving down the back, stretching with the arms, stretching up with the torso. Breathing in here, breathing out, and then breathing in, taking the arms up and overhead. Breathing out, prayer position, hands, and then just gently wiggling the shoulders, shaking out the arms, releasing any tension. And then our final pose before we go into relaxation will be a seated twist. So thinking about our posture once again. Feet hip distance apart, knees tracking the ankles. Breathing in, lengthening the spine. Holding on to the right hand side of the chair with the right hand. Taking the left hand and placing it either face down on that right thigh, or if we know that we've got that range of motion, externally rotating the upper arm and placing the back of the hand on the thigh. Either way is fine, work with your body and what's right for you. Trying to make sure the shoulder blade is continuing to move down the back. Breathing in to lengthen the spine. And then as we breathe out, using that grip of the chair and press of the hand on the thigh to gently turn the body. The twist comes from the belly, and then the chest and the head are the last thing to turn. Breathing in here to lengthen. Breathing out, pressing that hand onto the thigh, maybe increasing the twist. No straining with the neck and the head. Breathing out. And then once we've reached our maximum position, breathing in once again, feeling the length in the spine, and then breathing out to actively softening the shoulders, softening the face and the jaw. And drawing the belly button in towards the spine to protect the spine, breathing in as we take the hands to prayer position and take the hands back to center. Pressing with the feet, breathing in, taking the arms up and overhead, breathing out, taking the hands down, and repeating on the other side. So this time taking the left hand, using it to grip the left hand side of the chair, taking the right hand and placing it either face down on the thigh, or if you can externally rotate and it feels comfortable and you know that you can maintain that center of the shoulder moving down the back, and placing it so that the back of the palm is on the thigh. Breathing in here and breathing out to use that grip of the chair, the press of the hands to move the belly and then the chest, and finally the neck and the head round towards that left hand side. Breathing in here, allowing the breath to give more length to the body, and then using that out breath to help aid that rotation of the ribs round. And breathing in here, lengthening the spine, and breathing out to soften the shoulders, soften the jaw, soften the face. Draw the belly back in towards the spine. Take the body back to center, placing the hands in front of the chest. And then placing one hand on top of the other, joining the thumbs together. Finding a position that's really comfortable once again in the chair. Softly closing the eyes or lowering the gaze. And just completely relinquishing the body to the chair, to the ground beneath, feeling supported. No holding now in the body, completely relaxing the muscles, soft in the belly, shoulders smoothly move down the back. Jaw is relaxed. Thighs are soft against the chair. Feet are no longer pressing into the floor but resting on the floor. Hands softly lie on the lap. Even the muscles of the face, crown of the head, soften and relax. The space between the eyes softens. And we enter Shavasana, the most important part of the practice. What all of our poses have been leading up to, relaxation pose.